Lakers off to the 21-16 lead. Again, the big headline tonight is what happened to Anthony Davis and what will the effects be, over the next days. Hopefully no more than that for AD and the number one seeded LA Lakers in the Western Conference, who are adding a new player. According to reports, Markieff Morris, who reached a buyout with the Detroit Pistons, is set to join the Lakers. Spent 44 games in Detroit, where he signed as a free agent last offseason, averaged 11 points, 4 boards a game, shot 45%, and more importantly to this team, just under 40% from three-point range. The conventional wisdom was that the Lakers would be looking for a playmaker type. That's not really what Markieff Morris does. What do you make of the pickup?
I like him because he brings toughness. He's a guy that's going to come out there and compete. And the versatility both on offense and defense. Offensively, he can play a little bit of three. He can post up, drive it a little bit when he's at the 4 or 5. And then on the defensive end, he's not afraid to switch. Both him and his brother are tough kids. They will get out there and compete. So I like it. I was looking for the Lakers, somebody with more versatility that can create for others, because right now it's just LeBron and Rondo. We know Rondo's getting of age. But Markieff Morris is a guy that can knock down threes and another big body. And when Anthony Davis is at the 5, you can put him at the 4.
Smitty is right. I think they wanted to take best available. They couldn't get a guard, so they took best available. I coached him, Markieff, in Phoenix, and he is a vocal leader in the locker room. So he's going to hold everyone accountable. He brings an edge and a toughness to practice. He brings us also into the game, into huddles. And down the stretch, he's multi-talented. You have to know how to really use him. You can throw him the ball in the post and have him be a guy who can make plays, either scoring or creating offense for others. And defensively, he takes pride in it. So this tells me what the Lakers are going to do. They're betting on half-court basketball because they couldn't get a guard that can make plays. And Smitty's right. They need a guard who can get out there and break down the defense, because Rondo is older. LeBron has so much on his shoulders. You have to go half-court, old-school basketball.
Yep.
Be creative in half-court and sometimes feed the post.
Reportedly, they're also going to waive DeMarcus Cousins, who I was reading just today was talking like a guy who thought he might be back for the playoffs and available. Apparently, nobody told him about the plan to bring in Markieff Morris. But maybe, I don't know, are we making too much of the idea that the Lakers needed another shot creator, playmaker coming off their bench? Can they make it all the way to the NBA Finals with LeBron and small doses of Rajon Rondo as the primary ball handler?
I mean, you have LeBron. Anytime you have Bron on your team, anything is possible. And Bron is going through regular seasons where people have knocked him and said he needs this and he needs that. And he get into the playoffs and we're like, he's taking it to another level.
Right.
So you never know what you're going to get with that. But thinking second unit basketball, thinking coming off the bench, thinking a guy who can come in and change the pace of a game, that's something that's very valuable in playoff basketball.
Well, and there's been a huge drop-off statistically all season long when LeBron's not in the game.
Yeah, because as of now, and to this date, they don't have another guy. I mean, they run offense with their second unit, to what Earl is talking about, but they just don't have a guy that just can ad-lib and make a play. Rondo's the best at it, and I think if Rondo can play at a high level, but you're asking a lot of him to go through an entire...
By the Detroit Pistons. Lakers will play tonight at home against Memphis. On the court tonight at Staples Center is DeMarcus Cousins. Now, ESPN is reporting, as well as multiple media outlets, that DeMarcus Cousins will be the person that is waived by the Lakers to make room for Markieff Morris. The Lakers are at the maximum 15 players, plus they have 2 on 2 ways. So that means they have to cut somebody to sign a player. Keep this in mind, though. DeMarcus will remain a member of the Lakers until Sunday. Why? Because that's when Markieff Morris clears waivers and becomes eligible to be a free agent and thus signed by the Lakers. So, interesting conundrum here for the Lakers, who have DeMarcus Cousins. He's presumably out for the season after the ACL injury he suffered over the summer. As we bring in Steve Smith and Sam Mitchell to discuss this, there's 2 conversations to have here. Number one, what does Markieff Morris, who averaged 11 points, shot a career-high 40% from 3, add to this team? And number 2, should DeMarcus Cousins be the player that is waived in this scenario, Steve Smith?
Well, let's start off with Markieff Morris. He's the guy, toughness, Sam.
Yeah.
A guy who has some size, some versatility defensively, who can shoot the 3. And it's another body. Still not I would say, the type of player that I thought the Lakers should add. I thought a guy that could create for others, get some other guys some easy shots. But you're picking up a guy in Markieff Morris, and what you're getting rid of, I'm not sure if it's DeMarcus Cousins or it's Troy Daniels. I thought that was a name that everybody was talking about. I don't know if Cousins will be ready for the playoffs. But if he is, Sam, I wouldn't be releasing him. I'm not sure, but obviously the Lakers know because of that type of talent. If he's ready to give me even a couple games.
But he hadn't played. And coming off of ACL and then coming off the injuries that he had the year before, it's just asking too much to just thrust him into a playoff situation. And plus, Troy Daniels has been playing and he can make a three. And you know this, if you playing with LeBron James, you need all the shoes you can have. But I like the Morris pickup. Look, I would like to have seen them add a ball handler, a guy that can create more when LeBron James goes to the bench or doesn't have the ball. But you're talking about a guy that's going to add depth. He's a good three-point shooter. He has defense. And then he gives them an opportunity to play small ball but still be big. And what I mean by that is when Anthony Davis goes to the 5, now you can have Morris at the 4. He can still shoot the 3, defend bigger guys. You got LeBron at the 3. So you're still big and athletic, and you still can knock down shots. So I like the move. And again, it's going to have to probably be DeMarcus Cousins. He hasn't played all year.
Well, let me ask you this, Sam. We're the Clippers. Go on here and let me have him.
Well,
let me have him. Come on over here.
Well, what are you getting? I mean, you're getting the guy that hadn't played. Look, I wouldn't be so afraid of DeMarcus Cousins.
I'm not afraid of him,
when he missed 82 games. He missed 82 games.
But you never know. I just might need him. He can win one game.
But think about this. Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee has played their role perfect for the Lakers. They've shut down the paint. They're in pick and roll. They're catching lobs. They're scoring. They're doing all the little things that the Lakers need from the bigs to do, and then they're not demanding the ball. So again, with DeMarcus Cousins, you're going to get some touches.
You can stay in L.A.
Fellas, keep in mind, the Clippers wouldn't have to waive anybody. They do have one.
They got a roster spot.
Hey,
I'm keeping him so nobody else can get him.
Here's our 9-game night around the association. We're just a couple of minutes away from taking you back out live to Minnesota, where we have a good one coming right down to the wire between Boston and Minnesota. We'll also continue to check in on these late games. San Antonio went on a big second quarter run to take control of this game at the half, and a good one here between OKC and Denver. The second place Nuggets trying to avoid back-to-back losses after losing in overtime right before the All-Star break. Earlier tonight, Luka goes for 33 as Dallas hands Orlando a home victory. That's bad. For Washington, it's not as bad that they lost because the team they're chasing lost as well. Washington blew a 16-point lead tonight to Cleveland, and a celebration tonight in the nation's capital as J.B. Bickerstaff earned his first win as Cavs head coach.
First win in Northeast Ohio for head coach J.B. Bickerstaff. Northeast Ohio. Congratulations. One more time. Automatic 3, work on 6, 1, 2, 3. Automatic 5, 6.
Look at the coach now. They're going to look at the players. And so it was a great win for the Cleveland Cavaliers and for J.B. Bickerstaff, who's a good young coach who hopefully finally going to get a chance to grow with the team. He's always been in an interim situation, but now he seems like he's going to have a chance to grow with this young coach.
And I hope so, Sam. I mean, when you look at him, he's been coaching for a long time, even though he's still young. Like you said, has always been after another coach get fired. Yeah. He just needs to get a chance. That's all you want is opportunity. And he did have guys playing hard, and he will demand that those guys play hard.
Well, his dad,
good for him.
NBA life.
I played for Bernie.
I worked for Bernie.
And JB was assistant coach. One day JB got all on me. I said, "Whoa, young fella, easy."
Pops can, but not the son.
He can now.
A couple of moments away from going live to Minnesota for the final 2 minutes of the Celtics and Timberwolves. The team that the Celtics are chasing in the standings right now, the Toronto Raptors, got another huge...
is not afraid of the Milwaukee team because you have to remember, they still have that mental edge over the Bucks from last year.
Toronto
is scared with those 3 wing guys.
29 points tonight for Gordon Hayward, and here's the situation we have in the East standings, where you have the Bucks running away with it, right? Last night destroyed another opponent, and coming up on Tuesday, 1 versus 2 in the East on TNT. Milwaukee is in Toronto to take on the Raptors, where they're a really tough team to beat. But then the question becomes, okay, nobody's probably catching the Bucks, but what's going to happen 2 through 6 in the Eastern Conference, where it's really a bottleneck? Can the Celtics catch the Raptors? Will the Heat be able to get out of this little funk that they've been in? The Sixers, we saw them play really well the other night against the Nets, but that was against the Kyrie Irving Nets, and the Sixers were at home. So how much did we learn about them here?
Well, one thing we did learn, look, that was almost a scary loss for the Sixers with no Kyrie Irving, but one thing we learned, when Joel Embiid makes up his mind and plants the flag 17 feet in or in the paint, look, for all the talk about the big man demise, it's Joel Embiid and the Joker's job to get on the block, start punishing these little 3.69 hybrid centers, and then you're going to have to go get the beef. You're going to have to bring some big bodies in there to guard these guys, because the Joker and Joel Embiid, when they plant their flag in the paint, hey, it's hard to get them out of there.
And what I love about Joel Embiid, he did it in that All-Star game. He started posting up, and then without Ben Simmons, the whole offense, like you said, Sam, was around him, but he didn't settle. And if you don't settle, you said it best. That big body, you got to at least collapse, and guys get easy buckets and lanes to offensive rebounds.
And Smith, even when he gets tired, just throw the ball in the post. They don't know he's tired. He takes one hard dribble, the defense gonna trap, and just move the ball, and now you're getting wide open threes in the opposite corner.
Fellas, update real quick here in Minnesota before we take you live to Target Center. The lead for the Celtics down to 4. Now it's down to 3. And Jaylen Brown has just fouled out of this game. He's had a monster night. Brown, 25 points, 8 rebounds. He's done for the night. We're moments away from taking you live to Minnesota.